guys, welcome to Silicon Valley Girl and welcome to Cannes. I am amazed by this place, to say the least. I am here for the Cannes Film Festival. I am doing some red carpets. I am doing some amazing things. I'm meeting amazing people. If you don't follow me on Instagram, please do follow. It's Lingua Marina on Instagram. This is where I share all my day-to-day life. It's been 4 years since I was in Europe last time. And of course, anytime I come to a new location, my head just starts creating business ideas because I'm like, oh, this is an opportunity. This is a huge opportunity. Oh my God, why don't we have this in the US? So I am pouring all of my ideas on you today. So if you love European lifestyle, if you love traveling, but also if you want some cool ideas to work on in 2023, please watch this video carefully. Now, idea number one is about nomadic lifestyle. So I'm a mother with 2 kids and I love traveling. Right now my kids are 3 and 2, but when they're 5, we're gonna have school. And you know what's the worst? Planning your vacation during the dates of school holidays because, well, airports are crazy busy, prices are rising, and within our family we always discuss how cool it could be if there was a school, not like an online school, right? Because, you know, making a 5-year-old kid study online might not be the best idea. But what if there was a school that has locations worldwide and our kids start in the Bay Area or somewhere in the US, and then we decide to spend a year in France and we come here and they go to the exact same school with the same program. And I come from language learning background, and in language learning, we have chains of schools that have the same program. So you could go to New York for 3 weeks and study English, and then go to LA for 3 weeks to study English. I think we really need a school like this, but for kids, so that kids could also travel around the world, experience different cultures, but still have the same program. Because these days when people travel, if they decide to change location for work or for whatever, you know, people just move to places because it's cheaper to work from Thailand or Turkey. And their kids are just forced to adapt to a local system. I feel that we're gonna travel more and more, and this is what I see. I've met so many Americans here. So this is something to think about. Okay, the next thing that surprised me here. On day 2, we had chicken. You know what? French chicken tastes in a completely different way, and I understand why, of course, American mass production. The only taste that we could find the closest to like French chicken in the US was at the farmer's market. But guess what? It's only once a week. It's a little bit pricier, and then the chicken is frozen. And you know, we tried many options for our family, but the thing is, the reality is, food in the US, like in general, the quality is worse than in Europe and the standards are lower. And this is why we have people with health problems. This is why we have obesity. This is why all the consequences. And when we tried different subscriptions, some of my friends told me like, try this subscription, try that subscription. It's the same problem. The ingredients are lower quality. So how we solve the problem, but it's a more expensive way, and we don't do that every single week. But we have a person who works with several families, and he knows various farms across the US, so he orders all the produce and cooks for us. And the taste is similar to France. But it took me so much time to find that person who understands the healthy food. But from talking to my American friends and my European friends who are in the US, I understand it's a huge problem. So healthy meal delivery is still something you could work on. A company that is trying to solve this is called Good Eggs. They do farm fresh produce delivery, but it is not cooked. Yes, they have their deli department, but it is very limited. What if there was a healthy, even like a meal kit, so you can cook the food by yourself, but everything is from the farms? Think about it. The next idea is also connected with the nomadic lifestyle. Nomadic lifestyle means you travel and work and live in different locations. Probably this is good for families without kids, but I can also see myself with smaller kids moving around. So the thing is, when you come to a country as a nomad, you struggle with everything. Accommodation, you need to stay somewhere from 1 month to 3 months. Wi-Fi, SIM card, like there are so many things to think about. What if there was a nomadic travel agency where you come and say like, hey, my rent in the Bay Area is currently, I don't know, $4,000. And if I give it up $4,000, where does it get me? Where can I travel and work remotely? And the agency says, well, for $4,000, you can rent a palace in Thailand. And you're like, oh, that sounds like a good idea, right? And then you completely change your whole life for at least a year if your company allows it, or maybe you're an independent creator. And using the money that you save on your rent, you just go ahead and travel, and the agency helps you plan all of that. And like if you think even further, SIM card for nomads, Wi-Fi router for nomads that you can plug in into any device, apartments, furnished apartments that are specifically created for nomads. Think about it. Now we're gonna start switching to normal ideas that do not necessarily correlate with nomadic lifestyle and travel. I have some more ideas in my mind that I wanted to share. And the next idea is actually brought to you by the sponsor of this video, AutoDS. Now let me quickly explain the idea of dropshipping. A lot of my friends actually do it. One of my friends did moisturizing face masks. Another friend does different devices like electric powered umbrellas, etc. So the thing is, dropshipping is when you sell products without having to worry about inventory and shipping. It minimizes your investment and your headache because you go on a platform, you see a product, and ideally you see a product that captivates you, like you are excited about this product, and you take this product and you start selling it on different marketplaces, or maybe you're a creator and you have your own platform. And this type of activity also lets you become a nomad because you can do it from anywhere. You can open a store on Shopify, and regardless of market conditions, if you do the right marketing and you find the right product, there would always be demand for what you're selling. AutoDS can assist you with this research. AutoDS is a comprehensive cloud-based dropshipping platform that helps businesses streamline order management, and with their product research tool, you don't need to waste time on finding the best dropshipping products. With AutoDS, the dropshipping process becomes so much easier. If you're unsure about what to sell, you can use their product research tool and find winning products that have gone through a complete analysis and are ready to be uploaded with a click of a button. Another great feature is called the Fulfilled by AutoDS service, which automatically handles your orders from supported suppliers 100% of the time. So they handle orders for you on the source side, they manage cancellations, they manage returns, and they relieve you from stress of dealing with potential restrictions on your source account. All you need is to load your balance into your AutoDS account, and they take care of everything else. They handle everything from placing orders to printing labels, helping with tracking, and creating return labels if needed. They offer free courses that could be a game changer for your e-commerce journey. No catch, it's all completely free. Their courses provide hours of in-depth training on platforms like Shopify, eBay, and Facebook. Gain a competitive edge without spending a dime. These hands-on courses are filled with practical tips and strategies that you can put into action right away. Get ready to start your journey in the e-commerce world with AutoDS's free dropshipping courses. Give AutoDS a try with our 30-day free trial. You can find the link in the description. Thank you, AutoDS, for sponsoring this video. Now, my next idea is, yes, AI, yes, ChatGPT. I don't know if you guys started using ChatGPT, but ChatGPT is my part-time personal assistant now. It can't book tickets for you. It cannot schedule things for you. And this is, by the way, where the business idea is. What I do with ChatGPT now is I ask it, can you create a list of activities we can do with the kids in the Bay Area, 20 miles away from Los Altos, open air and not too crowded? And it creates a list of activities for me with the links to their websites. Or we've recently created a meal plan with ChatGPT. My husband is a Formula 4 race driver. This is his hobby, and he needs to consume a certain amount of protein every day. So he asked ChatGPT to create a 7-day meal plan with this amount of protein, with low in sugar, etc. And ChatGPT generated a plan, and then he asked ChatGPT to create a list of products for me to buy. And there is an integration with Instacart, and I just went ahead and ordered everything. But the thing is, ChatGPT cannot replace a personal assistant because it cannot book things, and it cannot put things in your calendar yet. And just imagine ChatGPT calling somewhere, because they just introduced the voice feature. Guys, if you run a business and if you're not utilizing ChatGPT, you're missing out. Like, we started utilizing it in LinguaTrip. We are cloning our teachers because there's this voice feature, and if you ask a question, AI answers instead of our teachers using their voice. It's going to change the educational landscape by 100%. And we already see ChatGPT replacing some jobs, which is a sad thing, but I also feel like this is a shift that we need for all of us to become more creative, to rely again on our creativity versus relying on doing some manual work. A lot of thoughts about it. You know, creators might be replaced in the nearest future as well, which is a little bit scary. But let's focus on positive things in this video. Anyways, if we could ask ChatGPT to make calls for us, like especially Comcast support, have you ever called them? I have, so I would love somebody else to do that because they definitely treat you like you have all the time in the world. Why not ask ChatGPT to do it for you? The next business idea is connected with my profession. I'm a professional creator. I feel like what makes it different from a hobby is that I'm actually able to make a living with it. But what I struggle with is finding the right legal counsel. Because, well, I closed the deal, I raised the investment as a creator, but the company that helped us close it, it was hired by my investor, but they're like Hollywood. They charge tens of thousands of dollars, and thankfully I didn't have to pay that. But we need someone more affordable. We need someone who is not like a big legal firm working on closing rounds. We need someone who understands creators, right? If an agency sends me an agreement, do I go to a big law firm? No, I want someone by my side. And again, I have a legal counsel, but she's more of a startup lawyer. So if lawyers are listening to this video, look at this niche. Look at the creator economy niche, please. And by the way, legal things could also be made easier with the help of ChatGPT, like ChatGPT pointing out the red flags and then the real person explaining them. Whenever I mention ChatGPT, you know, it's only a tool to help a person, not to replace a person completely. Because I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, one of the things that is hyping right now with ChatGPT is mental health. Because sometimes you have a question, but you don't want to go to a therapist and it feels like, oh, maybe it's not too important. Some people are working on mental health apps where you can actually chat with a robot that is trained, of course, that would give you advice. But again, if it was tailor-made for creators, right? I tried a couple of those apps and I feel like the answers are pretty generic, but we're just at the beginning of this. And I found a coach who works specifically with creators, and that was a game changer because when I talked to her and I talked to her about my problems, she knows what we're talking about. She experienced this with other clients. You know, people hate you online, you have an unstable job, you rely on advertisers, or you were not invited to this or that event as a creator, or your videos are not performing well. Creator-related mental health help is really needed, especially with more and more people becoming creators. And the last but not least, when I create these ideas, I see a lot of people at the top with the most amazing lifestyle. I am lucky to be able to work with top professionals. But I feel how unjust it is that you can only access this if you have a lot of money. And you know, we've seen so many apps and businesses that create this kind of experience for everyone, like Instacart with grocery delivery. Back in the day, you either have a personal assistant or a driver who does that for you, or you do it yourself. Now I save hours and hours with grocery deliveries. Uber, like there are so many apps democratizing things that used to be luxury and only for the wealthiest people. Now the last idea that I wanted to propose in this video is finance management for ordinary people. Not like if you have millions of millions, let me manage your money. The American tax system was built by rich for the rich, but there are so many loopholes, so many things I did. Like last year, my financial advisor calls me and says, Marina, there are treasuries that pay, I think it was like 6.5%. You can buy up to 10K for each family member and you get 6% back on your money. I was like, how am I supposed to know it? I either watch Graham Stephan's videos or other financial creators' video all the time, which I don't have time for, or I have you, but you're expensive. Like, how am I supposed to know this? I wish this type of financial information was available to everyone. And yes, we have creators who do that on TikTok, etc. But again, not everyone has all the time in the world to consume that information. What if it's an app that you connect to your bank account that analyzes what's going on and says like, hey, You don't have 401k, utilize Roth IRA. We noticed that you have 1,000 sitting in your account that you're not using. Maybe we could invest it into the money market, and instead of putting it into, a bigger bank that pays 0.01%, we put it in a smaller bank or the money market and it pays more. I came to the US 8 years ago, and every single year I learned something new about the financial system, which saves me a lot of money and which makes me realize how complicated it is. We need something that would make it clear for everyone living in the US. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. I hope it was inspiring for you to start something and to do more research on what's going on in the world. Please do not forget to subscribe to my Instagram, check AutoDS. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring this video and letting more people become entrepreneurs. Thank you guys and see you very soon. Bye.